The issue of wastes in Lagos State is a major concern which the governor has decided to confront frontally, as it is also part of his theme's agenda. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu made bold his resolve by launching the Lagos Waste Management Authority Loma Academy, community marshals and street captains to tackle the issue of waste management in the state. Welcome to the Governor This Week. I am Lekan Onabanjo. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu visited the site of a fatal accident involving a commuter train and two vehicles. Governor Sanwo-Olu, while in company of the Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amaechi, sympathized with the families of the victims, disclosing that the state and the federal government were on the move to create alternative entry and exit driveways for the shopping arena and other vulnerable points along the railway corridor. The governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, has reiterated his administration's commitment to zero tolerance for traffic and environmental infractions, just as he promised to boost the capacity of Loma to evacuate wastes with 100 trucks. Speaking at the launch of the Lagos Waste Management Authority Academy, community marshals and street captains, the governor, through his deputy Obafemi Hamzat, warned that those engaged in the acts of throwing waste in drainages should desist from such unhealthy and destructive practices.
As we all know, waste management plays an important role in ensuring a healthy and sustainable environment, which is why many nations, many states of the world expend huge resources on developing strategies to ensure a clean environment through efficient, effective, and sustainable waste management system. Lagos is certainly not different, and that's one of the reasons why we are here today. It is only a safe environment that is free of toxins and filth that can guarantee the good health of the citizens and that allow us as a people to operate at optimal level of our productivity. This is why it is gratifying that we are all gathered here today to launch the Loma Academy, an initiative aimed at making Lagos a safer, cleaner place to live in. Our dream, of course, as a government is to make Lagos a 21st century economy and a very smart state. But you will agree with me that this will be impossible if we do not take the issue of waste management seriously. And that's why we must all commend the Ministry of Environment, Management and staff of Loma for the good job that they've been doing to keep Lagos clean, healthy and habitable for all of us. But like they say, the reward for a good job is certainly more work. So we expect them to be sure that they keep going at this rate. It is heartwarming to know that Loma has not just been doing a good job in managing our waste in Lagos, but they have been doing this with steady improvement. An example is the collection and disposal capacity, which were raised from 433 trips per day in May 2020. It's now gone to 720 trips per day, which is what they are now currently doing. Let me repeat that. They were doing 439 trips per day as of May in 2020. They are now doing 720 trips per day. That's commendable. They've also come up with several innovations and initiatives, part of which we are launching today. These are all intended to improve the efficiency and effectiveness of waste management in our state. Ladies and gentlemen, I must say that these initiatives we are launching today, that is the Loma Academy, the Loma community marshals, and the street captains, could not have come at a better time than today, when we all know we've received several warnings and alerts on flooding in the coming days when the rain commences fully. The Honorable Commissioner for Environment had a press conference and gave us the data and the information to show that in Lagos we'll be receiving enormous amount of rain, As a matter of fact, I think some few days ago, Kanji Dam, so it's not just Lagos, Kanji Dam broke its barrier and there is flooding all over the place. The truth is, Lagos is technically 2 meters below sea level. So when it rains, the water will stay for a time. Therefore, our effort in managing waste in this state must be an aggressive one and holistic one that allows people to participate, not just government. Therefore, this program also sensitizes the public to make sure that we don't just dump waste indiscriminately. I therefore commend Loma for coming up with this initiative, which I'm made to understand is the first of its kind in this part of the world, and will serve as the educational aim of Loma, arm of Loma, that we engage initiative approaches to support corporate and personal development among our citizens. The Academy will raise the next generation of scholars and entrepreneurs through the several programs and services that they will be entering, aimed at improving waste literacy and promoting good waste management practices so that we can reduce, reuse, and recycle waste. That's the second time that word is being used. So you can see that it's very important to reduce, to reuse, and recycle our waste.
Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu during the week said his government is putting in various measures to respond positively to the COVID-19 pandemic in the state. The governor mentioned this while receiving the board of the Nigerian American Chamber of Commerce, led by its national president, Toyin Akomolafe.
My team is very appreciative, sir, for the honor you are giving us, and with respect and thank you for your leadership, especially in fighting COVID, this period, the pandemic. You have done a great work, and our prayers are with you, and our efforts are also with you. Whichever way you want us to support you in terms of advocacy. We also appreciate the support we have received from the Ministry of Commerce. It's been very wonderful. And we also like to identify ourselves as the chamber. We are the foremost bilateral chamber of commerce in Nigeria. As a matter of fact, we are supposed to be celebrating our 60th anniversary. But because of your directives on COVID, we can't assemble to celebrate, so we're deferring it next year, and we'll be advising you accordingly when it's convenient for you for us to host this 60th anniversary. For this period, we have shared the burden on you as the governor to ensure that citizens are safe, and the immense development you've brought to the state, which are very visible. We commend you for that.
COVID-19, which is a global pandemic, has changed all of our conversations in the world. It has changed how we behave, how we manage ourselves, how we have events, how we relate with each other, and even make it difficult for us to identify ourselves. The moment I came in, I knew, but half of the face is gone. So it just reflects around the new normal. While the pandemic has had a lot of negative economic and health issues on us, it has also activated our thinking process. It has also energized us to sort of think out of the box and ask ourselves, the resilience and the ability for each and every one of us to still be able to come out and do well in whatever spheres of endeavors we find ourselves. COVID-19 too has presented that opportunity. And so I was explicit to the Honorable Minister for Transportation today, when he noticed all of the things we're doing in the rain this morning. And I explained to you that we're doing what we call a 3,000 at the first phase metropolitan fiber connectivity, so where we're digging, the conduits, and we're providing the ducts for the telcos to be able to, and we're doing the first 3,000. So I was explaining to him that, For us, we want to have a one-stop, option of dig first, and you don't need to go back there again. And we didn't know that COVID was going to now be the next normal, where connectivity is so important, for each and every one of us to be able to deal with. So that for us is one of the ways in which, as a government, we have responded very, very quickly. It's humbling, that, yes, we've been able to make the bend, but it's still around, fairly more around, but we know it and we understand the pathogens of the virus a lot more than 6 months ago. And so we're better equipped to respond. Even in the event of a spike or something, we can deploy resources quicker and faster. And we've been able to build redundant capacity, to be able to switch and turn in and turn off, infrastructures as being needed. So there's a moving pad around, providing roof over their head. I mean, you are 60 years old. So indeed, as a foremost Chamber of Commerce in Nigeria, you are deserving of one, and I'm sure you have several industrialists and captains of industry at one point in time will have passed through, your chambers, and it's not out of place. What you're asking of us is not on, but like you said, you are ready to also commit resources to it. What had happened on the island is they've heard they will need to continue to search, because the island is sort of like a saturated environment. It's an environment that is really deep and is saturated. Government do not have any, on allocated land or something. It's only in the event of either revocation or something that we now have ability to be able to take. But maybe around Lekki, Lekki phase 1 or something, maybe they can, so they will liaise with the lands department and see if there's anything that can pop up, right? And we'll also be generous. We will not charge you, full commercial, because we want you to also, continue to have another 30 and 60 years.
Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has affirmed that improving the quality of lives of Lagos residents is a priority of his administration. He made this known while receiving the Executive Secretary of the Nigeria Christian Pilgrims Commission, Yakubu Pam, at the Lagos House Marina. Pam also used the opportunity to applaud the governor for his efforts at transforming Lagos, particularly on road infrastructure and effective management of the COVID-19 pandemic.
We are glad to be here. Number one is to thank you that our history, as I came in as the new ES of Nigerian Christian Pilgrim Commission, I saw that you were the number one governor last year that topped all other governors in the Federation on sending pilgrims to Israel. Beyond that, you also facilitated to give us your state, and your presence was there for us to kick off the 2019 pilgrimage to Israel. That indeed shows that you are already one of us. Beyond that, we have also noted that the aspect of road construction, not only the bridge, you have done a lot in constructing roads in Lagos. Usually when you're coming to Lagos, you'll be thinking of the traffic. But what I heard is that you have developed Lagos so much in the shortest time that you came in. And we are very, very grateful. I wish we would bring you to the north and celebrate you for the laudable development you are doing here.
For us, governance is about improving the quality of life for our citizens, making the place a lot better than we have met it. And so if we've set a target for ourselves and says that Lagos will always have traffic issues, so let us resolve, improve transportation for our people. Lagos will always have movement because of the population, So let's create other means of transportation for them. We're building a rail, we're building another one, we're expanding waterways, we're encouraging people not to just use the road, but to use the waterways, and by the grace of God, when we also complete the rail infrastructure, so that the youth that you're talking about will begin to indeed have a sustainable life. They see a future that is really for them. It's really not about us again. It is that 65 to 70% population that will understand are below 35 that are the strength of the future of this nation. And we're not only doing it in transportation, we're creating a tomorrow for them. In education, in technology, we're currently building a 3,000 kilometer fiber network in Lagos State. This is the first of its type. And after we finish that one, we'll do another 3,000. A total of 6,000 kilometers in Lagos, metropolitan Lagos, of connectivity, where our schools, our hospitals, our public buildings, it will get to residents, people will have connectivity of fiber. Since you've seen that the new normal is everybody needs to have a stronger telephone connectivity, a stronger virtual meeting connectivity, it becomes something that the youth will also be truly excited about. On health, you've commended us on COVID, very modest, but for us is to use the experience of COVID to be able to transform our health institution and our health infrastructure going forward. And we're going to make very strong statements in health infrastructure in terms of new hospitals, new research and training centers we'll be building, new isolation center, permanent isolation center, so that we can develop capacity. In the event of a future pandemic, you will need to be able to have built a resilient capacity so that we will know how to respond quicker and faster, because we don't know how that might also come. It brings the reality to what we see. So these are some of the very small, modest things that we believe governance is all about. It's ensuring that we can create a future for our people. We can create a belief for them to know and to see that indeed their life can be a lot better, their opportunities will be for them, and they can see that indeed they have a future in this country. Of course, we'll be doing all of that, knowing fully well that there's a supreme being, there's God Almighty somewhere. And so that's why you now tie in to ensure that even whilst we do this, we do it with the reference and the deference that there's a God that is watching, that is supporting us. And so it sits into our global vision to support your commission, to support what we're doing, sit into part of the little dots that we need to put together to ensure that people have a good life, but they also have a very strong faith-based hope and belief that can make them a total human being at the end of the day. Because of what it is, if it does this whole world, right, and a future that we all believe is still a glorious one.
Winners of Lagos Smart Meter Hackathon have emerged with a prize money of 5 million naira each at both the software and hardware categories. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, speaking during the presentation of checks to the winners, says the hackathon is a demonstration of his government's commitment to taking young people to the next level.
Today is about technology, it's about the hackathonians who are giving us a solution. Because one of the things we said is we need solutions and we need homegrown solutions. We need people to think out of the box, and we don't need to go anywhere. We can get those solutions here. And indeed, like the Honorable Commissioner has said, I think they said it would be very difficult for them determining from the various winners who should indeed not be one winner, the winner. All of you are winners, like he had said, but indeed, you know, in any competition, they just have to look for somebody. Just write the name and let's hand over their award. So, to all of you that hasn't won, please don't give up. Please don't give up. Right? Each time you fall is an opportunity for you to reappraise yourself and get up again. Each time you fall is an opportunity for you to get up again. Don't give up. Never be discouraged that you're on the wrong line. You're actually on the right track. Right? It will take a while before you get there, but you will certainly get there. And so humbly, Because they said somebody has donated and so it's 9 million, so I'll probably just ramp it up to 10 million. On that note, I want to commend our judges. I want to thank you all very much who have donated your time, your intellect, your resource to bring this about. I want to congratulate all the organizers. You know, I mean, we cannot be thanking ourselves. Boston, Egman Kim, and all of you. I know Deputy is the Hackatonian. You know, thank you very much for seeing you again. And I just want to say to you, please enjoy every bit of it. It's worth it. Just soak it in and know that this is another demonstration of what we promise our citizens. Let's take our people, our young people, to the next level, to the generation in which they can be involved. Thank you very much.
Vice President Onabanjo and Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu on Friday commissioned the Eco Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Fashion Hub 1 in Lagos. In his address, Governor Sanwo-Olu said Lagos State is committed to ensuring that micro, small and medium enterprises in the state have the necessary leverage for the generation of lasting wealth.
Lagos as a commercial capital of Africa, the success of MSMEs in Lagos translate to the success of small businesses across the entire sub-Saharan Africa and Africa as a whole. I certainly want to acknowledge the commitment of the federal government, especially in this occasion, the Office of the Vice President, for taking this issue of poverty and employment through the empowerment in the MSMEs. I am often burdened by the fact that despite the effort of our small and medium enterprises, only about 40% of our small businesses ever survive beyond 5 years, which makes it impossible for them to contribute their quota to our country's socio-economic growth on a sustainable basis. This share facility that we're commissioning today, that we're handing over to this community here today, is certainly a step in the right direction. It is a win-win situation for everybody, as it shows our progressive dedication to the eradication of poverty and the economic emancipation of our people. In global setting, there's a dire outlook on the viability of MSMEs, especially in developing countries like ours. I'm certainly aware that this facility is the first of many more clusters to come across the country. It is a foundational seed. It heralds a new beginning for our MSMEs, our fashion entrepreneurs, and those looking to acquire tailoring and fashion designing as a skill. The destiny of several Lagosians is about to positively change because of this facility. This is the beginning of many more victories over unemployment, over poverty that we're passing on to our citizens. Ladies and gentlemen, this fully equipped shared facility is a demonstration of our APC-led government's people-driven agenda. Our ultimate goal is to make life better for our people. We are selfless service as a rare privilege, as well as an opportunity to leave a legacy of prosperity for our teeming population. Through this facility, jobs will be provided. Tailors and fashion designers will gain experience. They will gain expertise. They will gain skills. There will be a steady source of income for everyone who trades here, while the growth framework for MSMEs becomes institutionalized at the end of the day. As a government, we remain committed to promoting and developing small businesses, especially in the areas of skill acquisition. Modestly, as a government, we have 18 fully functional, fully built skill acquisition centers that have turned to innovative hubs today, and we want to do more.
Sanitizing the entire marina coastline will definitely restore beauty and tranquility in that part of the state. The Lagos State Governor is optimistic that the collaboration of his administration with the federal government will expedite the process and further enhance the aesthetics of the state. And that's it on the governor this week. But then you can continue with conversations of the governor's activities on all the social media platforms showing on your screen. See you next week. I am Lekan Onabanjo.